Alright, simple and sinister warm up. Grabbing by the horns upside down. And the purpose here is to try to get your shoulder range of motion increased. So I'm keeping it close to my head, which is how it's generally recommended. Of course, if you take it away from your head a little bit more, you're working more your muscles, like you're stimulating more as opposed to like the tight range around your head. But that's totally up to you. Your core there, your midsection and your glutes and your quads, you should try to squeeze them, because otherwise you're kind of compensating in the midsection area by swiveling as opposed to the shoulders. But anyway, let's get on to the goblet squat here. If you're really tight, you may find that you got to do some things like this before you actually go into your first goblet squat. The goblet squat's supposed to be the warm-up, but if your knees and ankles and everything are crappy, you may find that you need to use it as a counterweight and just kind of sit in that relaxed position. Sorry about the cat there. That's Sansa. I'm sure she'll be making an appearance in a lot of videos because it's her house. So whatever. Now the goblet squat here. Some people, okay, that's a prying part there. I'm leaning to the right, leaning to the left. You should hold those for probably about 10 seconds a piece. That's where I feel like I get the kickback. Boy, look at that. Golden Gate Bridge. Now, while you're doing the prying, you can also do the curls, which is usually done on the last rep. So everything, there's 3 rounds done, and there's 3 rounds of 5 reps. Now, on the last rep of your goblet squat, you can do some curls. I just felt like showing them to you right there. And so after the halos, goblet squats, and then we have some bridges coming up. I just wanted to show you that your shins can be close to vertical, they can be going kind of forward. It's all going to change based on how long your femur is on your body, how long your upper body is, all that sort of stuff. So if it feels okay and you feel strong, you're okay. Squeeze your knees together. This is huge. When I first started doing these, I would splay my knees out, and that was not helping my bow-leggedness. So squeeze your thighs together, squeeze that block as you push up. Now I put my palms up because otherwise if I put my palms down, I'll roll my shoulders forward a little bit. And with the slouch posture, throw in some bow legs, I don't need that to get any worse. So, yeah, palms up, push the hips up. I'll show you on the next round just to modify it just a little bit. Third round now for the simple and sinister kettlebell warm-up. What do I want to show you here? Yes. So instead of doing 5 circles one direction and then 5 the other, I'm alternating each one. So stopping in the front and I'm going 1, 1, 2, 2, that way. It's kind of how I started, and then I started doing all 5 one way and 5 the other way. It doesn't really specify which way you're supposed to do it, so just do what's best for you. I've actually come to the point now where I have an exercise I like better than the halos. If you're interested, I can show you that too. So I'm doing a little bit more prying here. I have an exercise that for me feels better than prying, which I can show you as well if anybody is interested. So just go down there. And it's important that you take the time to see where your foot pressure is on these goblet squats. Like, are you only on the outside edge of your feet? Are you caving your knees in with a total arch collapse? All those things sort of matter. You want an even dispersal. You want to try to check to see if you're putting most of the weight on your right or your left. Just try to keep it even. And don't try to up your weight until you kind of get that sorted out. The squat thing was a huge thing for me. So if anybody's having trouble with the squat, please let me know, because I've spent a long time trying to sort out my squat, and it's getting better. So I'm just showing you a different angle here. Squeeze her together, palms up. And then over time, I was really messed up. Like, I couldn't even bend my left knee. So over time, I've been able to get my knees closer together, and I've been able to get my heels closer to my hands. But when I first started, my feet were way out past my shoulders in width, and they were nowhere near my hands. and I couldn't get into a squat. So on to the third round. So if you're in that position, I just want to let you know, no matter how crappy you feel, if you stick with it, this is day 51 now for me, you can get better. There might be a few other things you want to add, like say this is the afternoon or the evening. You might want to do some things in the morning too to help you out, and I can show you that if you're interested. Just let me know. Okay, so now with the halo, what I'm doing here, I'm just throwing in a curl. That's all. You know, I keep doing these halos, but I'm not sure if they're really helping or not. Goblet squats with the prying, for sure. Bridges, for sure. But I feel like doing Ido Portal's sort of wall working into the bridge, like using the wall as the floor and working into the bridge that way, seems to help my shoulders so much more. But to each their own. There's the kitty again. So nothing's different here. Just doing a little bit more prying. I think I might have narrowed my stance a little bit because I don't want to be super sumo all the time. Because in the back of my mind I also have the pistol squat work in progress. And I just wanted to show you here, you can mess around in the bottom here, getting some baby curls with that 16 kg there. But the cool part is you're just accumulating time in the lower squat position. So that's really the key with these goblet squats. The curl is like, we're not really going for an arm workout. You're basically just trying to get extra time and mobility in that squat. And this is my cat kicking the yoga block's butt. She needs to play. I was just playing with death there, but she's lovely. There she goes. And so last set of bridges, and I just had to make sure that she was done playing. And she is. Some people will use a towel, not a yoga block, and I'm sure you can probably just, if you've got good form, you can probably use nothing at all, but Pavel suggests using a towel. And I just feel like I'm squeezing more if I use the yoga block. And see, finally by the third set there, I've got my heels to the tips of my fingers. And from here, I would suggest working on to putting your hands above your head and starting to go towards the full bridge, because that would be a nice goal, huh? Instead of just using those little baby bridges. Okay, so that's it for the Simple and Sinister warm-up.